This video tutorial is going to walk you through defining the different contact status types. In your console system, when you click on the Contacts module, you're going to be shown the listing of contacts, and when you click on any given contact, you're going to see in the profile of that contact the status options. The different status options include active client, meaning they're an active client, they have a username and password, and they can log into your private client website to access your proprietary information. There's also the inactive status. Inactive means they used to be a client of yours, they're no longer working with you. You want to retain all their information and files on hand, but they no longer can utilize their username and password. It's been deactivated. So they cannot log into your private client website any longer. Then you'll see the status of hot leads. Hot leads is really our fancy term for a prospect that is very interested in coaching but hasn't yet signed on the dotted line of the agreement. Hot leads are those individuals that have booked a sample session or a complimentary consultation with you. They're very interested in coaching and they just have a few more steps before they actually become your next paying client. It's the individuals in this hot lead status that you want to put all of your attention on because they're about to become your next paying client. And with hot leads, they have a username and password. They can log into your private client website and access private information based on the permissions that you've given them permission to access. Then you have prospects. Well, these are your prospects. And it might not be just prospects alone. It might be referral sources, friends, family members, colleagues, anybody that is a potential client or can refer a potential client to you. Prospects do not have a username and password. They cannot log into your private client website. And then you have buyers. These are individuals that have come to your website and have purchased a product, a program, or a service from your website through your Coach's Console shopping cart. They're indicated as buyers so that you know that's how they made it to your contact list, is because they purchased something from you. Depending on the status types, whether it's active, inactive, hot lead, prospect, or buyers, you're going to see marked in red the required fields that you have to fill in on the profile form for that particular status type. Now, you don't have to complete all the fields in the profile form because once, for example, a client logs into your private client website, they'll have access to the form in that private client website and they'll update all the information. And as soon as they click save, it's going to populate all the fields in this form. Those are the different status types. One more thing to remember about the status types that's very important, especially if you're going for certification, is the tracking of hours is also useful in the status types. For example, for active clients, inactive clients, and hot leads, any contact that has one of those three status types, if you schedule a session with those individuals, the time for that session, whatever the duration is for that appointment, will be tracked in your certification report. Any appointments made with prospects or buyers will not be included in the tracking of certification hours. It's important to keep in mind as you're setting up your contacts and giving them the appropriate status option.